Thailand's cabinet is stepping up measures to curb the spread of COVID-19, and the government will postpone next month's Songkran New Year holiday and close schools. The government has also banned large public gatherings and closed entertainment and sporting venues. This comes after the number of infections in the country jumped to 177. Most of the new cases were diagnosed in Bangkok. Now, for more details, let's speak to our senior correspondent, May Wong. She's in Bangkok right now. May, the Thai government stopped short of announcing a lockdown. So what can you tell us about the measures announced today then?
The Thai government is insisting that there is no need for a lockdown and will not follow in the footsteps of the likes of Malaysia or Philippines at this point in time. The measures that they've introduced today after a cabinet meeting involves three categories. One, starting from Wednesday till the next 2 weeks, they will have to shut, and these are schools, primary, secondary schools, universities, as well as private tuition centers. The second category is that of pubs, like the one you see over here. That will have to close, including such as massage parlors, as well as, for example, the clubs. And also the third category is that of the large entertainment venues, of boxing stadiums, of Muay Thai stadiums, and also of horse racing tracks. So these are all going to be ordered to be shut. And that is the preventive measures that the Thai government believes that will be sufficient enough to deal and cope with the COVID-19 situation here. But many questions remain. The question really is, how do you go about enforcing it? How many officers are going to be on the ground scouring these areas to make sure that they are indeed closed? And if they're not, are they going to be penalized? Many confusions still at stake here in terms of many questions unanswered. But Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha and his cabinet members truly believe that these measures are good enough for now.
ขณะนี้ประเทศไทยควบคุมสถานการณ์และชะลอระยะ 2 ไว้ให้นานที่สุดนะครับจะพยายามอย่างเต็มที่ที่จะชะลอให้ได้โดยเร็วด้วยมาตรการทั้งสกัดกั้นป้องกันการแก้ไขปัญหาโควิด -19 นั้นมีความสำคัญเป็นอันดับหนึ่งเนื่องจากเป็นผลกระทบทั้งต่อชีวิตและสุขภาพของชนโดยตรงนะครับเมื่อสถานการณ์บรรเทาลงแล้วเราจะได้เร่งดำเนินการฟื้นฟูผลกระทบด้านอื่นๆรวมทั้งด้านเศรษฐกิจต่อไปนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นวันนี้รัฐบาลจะต้องประเมินสถานการณ์โควิดทั้งในประเทศและต่างประเทศเพื่อเตรียมพร้อมรับมือและปรับเพิ่มมาตรการต่างๆให้สอดคล้องกับสถานการณ์ต่อไป
Mel, these measures are going to, have a direct impact on the tourism sector, aren't they? Can you give us some perspective on that?
Earlier you mentioned Songkran Festival. Well, we know that the Thai government has already gone ahead to announce that there will be no public holidays come next month, in the middle of next month, where Songkran was supposed to have taken place. And those would be 3 public holidays that will be deferred to a much later date to be determined. Now, the tourism sector is a key economic pillar for Thailand, and so it is not just bleeding right now, but going forward, the tourism industry is saying that they are likely to hemorrhage going forward, given the fact that, first of all, they're saying that the numbers have dropped significantly. Last year, for example, Thailand saw 40 million visitors, and this year they're expecting a drop to about 30 million visitors, and that's being rather conservative. And with a drop of 10 million visitors, that equates to about $15 billion of losses expected this time around. A lot of the restaurants, a lot of the tour agencies are pretty much unsure of what to happen next and how to go about coping next. One example is this pub over here. Well, according to the latest government laws, they would have to shut, and they're planning to shut from tomorrow for the next 2 weeks. But clearly, they have no idea what they will do in order to get back on their feet, and also how are they going to compensate their staff, because all the employees will be told to actually not come to work. So will they be paid at the end of the day? The tourism sector is also saying that at the moment, they are barely surviving, keeping the head above waters. But later on, even the ones who have a little bit of a buffer are also going to see a major loss and may end up not just closing, but firing their staff or cutting back on the salaries of their staff going forward. And that is something, once again, the government hasn't really come out to say exactly what kind of an emergency fund or emergency measures that they will dole out, particularly for those in the tourism sector.
May, thank you very much for that. May Wong there in Bangkok.